Okay, good morning, good afternoon and good evening wherever you are in the world. Today I will give you a long-term 7-month review of my 2022 Stumpjumper Evo Alloy custom build. I've been using this bike for 7 months now, and I'll tell you the good, bad and the ugly about it. Let's go into telling you what the bad and ugly is about this bike so far. There are many good things, but these are the things that I have a gripe on, and shouldn't be happening on a brand new bike in 2022. They're not deal breakers, but they are things that future buyers may want to take note of and be aware of before actually going into it, because um, this bike is very good. It's a perfect bike for me. Um, it's just that there are few things that I don't like that's happening on this bike. First of all, let me show you the chain scuffs. This is the bad, this is the ugly. I'm running a 1x30 tooth round by 11 speed 1146 rear cassette, Sunrace rear cassette, 1146, 11 speed, 1x, and this chainring has 0 offset, and I still have a lot of chain slap which mangles the frame, takes the paint away, and it's cutting into the frame. If you look at this properly, it's actually very bad. Yeah, what I would do in hindsight is put some protection here, but the gap between chainring and frame is very tight. My mistake probably was to run a 3mm offset chainring in the beginning, and that's probably what made most of this damage. But whatever it is, we should really cover this up properly. Specialized, come on, you should really cover all this up properly. Up to this point, still getting chain damage on the frame. Alright, moving on. Yeah, there's a custom build, full XT, Shimano XT stuff, stock rear shock. The second thing that I didn't like about this bike is I get a lot of headset creaks, a lot of noise on the headset. So let's see whether I can get this sound out for you or not. Hang on. Nope, no sound. Alright, anyway, headset creaking. I had to grease this up about 3 or 4 times, send it back to Specialized. They greased it up for me. Every time it greased up, it worked nicely and there was no noise. But after a few washes, it does get noisy again. Just irritating creaks. Plack! A real quick plack. That's it. As you can see, I really abuse my bike. It's a weekend warrior bike. And yes, I don't clean it up so that it's shiny and look brand new again. I don't. But I do take care of it and I do service it often. So what I love about this bike is that its geometry, its ride comfort, and its ability to tackle on big stuff. It's really good. It's very capable. 150 rear, 160 front, and I'm currently running a 63.5 hit angle now. I previously was running 64.5, and changing it to 63.5 made a huge difference. The 1 degree slacker of the front head tube angle made a huge difference. No difference in climbing, but a very noticeable difference in descending. So if you can see here, I've got the -1 headset cup fitted in now. So I've recently, actually, I've ridden the bike 6 months with a 64.5 hit angle. I've ridden it for 1 month in a 63.5 hit angle, and the 63.5 hit angle makes the bike so much rowdier, so much more capable, so much more stable in the descent, and it becomes a faster bike for me. I ride it much faster. It is more capable. And recently, after owning this Lyrik RC front suspension 160mm 29er for over a year, I've recently discovered that the high-speed compression actually works wonders. I normally run it at full open. There are only 4 clicks. I run it at full soft for the past year plus, and then in the last ride I figured let me mess around with this, and I went full hard. When I went full hard, I noticed that I do not sit so low in my mid-travel, making the bike sit up higher, and it allows me to stay more composed in a descent and descending corner. I do not pack the suspension up into its mid-stroke too much. So what that makes me do is turn more aggressively and turn faster and hit bigger things more aggressive, faster, and it feels more stable. Doesn't pack up. It doesn't stay in the mid-stroke too much anymore. It stays in the full travel stroke mostly, so I get to use 160mm all the time. So I never change my air. It's pumped at 173 psi. I'm 75 kilograms without my gear on, and I run my low speed compression at full open, so it's the most comfortable setup that I have at the moment. Aside from that, not much other changes. The bike is as is. I've just discovered the high-speed compression and my fork working like magic. And oh yeah, sorry, I'm feeling a bit under the weather with a slight flu. I've removed my bottle cage and my tool, but I've loaded all my gear into the SWAT box. There's essentially about 1 kilogram plus of gear in here. Tube, tools, patch kit repair kit, patch repair kit, and yeah, that's about it. And the bike is now sitting at 16.5 kg. Once I loaded the things into my SWAT box, weighing the bottom of the bike down, the bike actually hunkered down and became more stable in the descents. It also had more grip climbing, but of course the weight deficit that I gained from adding stuff into the SWAT box was felt a little bit in the climb. Not much, but a little bit. I guess I'm not a very sensitive rider when it comes to weight. Weight doesn't really affect me so much, but I do notice if I have a lighter bike, I am faster in the climbs for sure. So anyway, here's the long-term review of my Stumpjumper Evo Alloy custom build. I hope you like it. Enjoy, guys.